Zebra crossing and green lights can cause auto crashes. In most cases, there are situations where drivers knock down pedestrians. I'm sure you're wondering why or how it's related. Well, there's certain location or spot where the zebra crossing lines are wiped off as a result of not being properly laid, as they are meant to be laid by a road marking machine and not a paint, in order not to fade away as we have here in Nigeria. Seeing as there are no pedestrian lights to control traffic, any sudden brake attempt would immediately cause a car to knock down a pedestrian. Now, for the green light, drivers tend to speed as soon as the red light stops and the green pops up, in order to beat the red lights from coming up again. In this process, the vehicle behind could hit the ongoing vehicle, causing a collision at a close range, as most drivers don't give following distance while driving. The solution is not to overspeed, not to speed on green lights, and to keep adequate distance from vehicles while on the road. I am Hilda Shaiba. Welcome to your best rated automobile and safety TV program, Auto Expert, your guide to safety. It's going to be so exciting on today's episode. But first, take a look at this video. I'll be right back. Welcome to Medics on Auto Expert. Last week, we had Dr. Margaret Agbaoye discuss the effects of long-distance driving in men. She shared advice and safety tips for drivers who earn a living from driving. Join her today as she continues on the discussion right here on Medics on Auto Expert.
Since sitting and driving for long causes watery sperm, what applies to people or passengers that travel by air? Do the same thing apply?
When you're on board, if there's no particular announcement about anything, you are free to get up and take a walk. You walk front, then you go back again. You walk front, you go back again. So it still applies to you. You don't have, because it's not even possible. For instance, if you're traveling and then maybe your journey is about, maybe if you are going to America now, which is about 16 hours, if you are doing a direct flight, I don't expect you to sit all through from the beginning of the flight to the end of the flight. You just need to just get up. And if you are doing a stopover, which a lot of people now do, which I even advise you to do, instead of traveling a whole long hours, if you do a stopover, you're going to get somewhere and have to wait again. Then you have enough ample time to be able to stretch and have fresh air, and then you continue your journey again. So it doesn't disturb you. If you are still on board, you still get up as far as it is safe for you to get up on board. You get up and you go walk through again, and then you get back to your seat.
So, ma, before you sign off today, ma, what's your advice for the general public, especially those that have driving as an occupation?
Okay, basically, if you're a driver and you know that is what you do for a living, particularly if you're someone that drives long, so specific, long distance. Going from Lagos to Abuja, going from anywhere to, as far as the journey is more than 5 hours, 6 hours, 7 hours, I would advise you that you don't take such a long trip without taking a break. So at every interval, you don't have to stop like every 1 hour. It's possible that maybe like 2 or 3 times before the end of that journey, you just park and get a break before you get to your destination. Why? Because of the heat. The heat affects the testicles of men. So once it is being heated, and that's why I said at the earlier question, I said, if you know you're going to be involved in driving, particularly you're a driver, then make sure if you have to put on the jeans, just wear your jeans without any boxers. And if you know, oh, I cannot do that, then make sure what you are wearing is very, very light. Very, very light, so that even at the end of the day, the heat doesn't really affect your testicle, making your semen to be watery, nor leading to infertility.
Oh, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. I believe you've learned a thing or two from the fertility experts that if you must drive long distance, do take regular breaks at intervals. And that's how we wrap it up today on Medics on Auto Experts. I still remain Popsin Jeff. Bye for now.
Effects of prolonged sitting are considerable, and many drivers are not aware of how driving and sitting for so long can lead to a number of medical problems that may affect their ability to stay healthy. As we all know, there are people who earn a living from driving: truck drivers, taxi drivers, transporters, and so on. We advise that you make it a habit to wear loose and light underwear to facilitate cooler temperature. Make sure you stop and stretch at intervals and always stay hydrated. That's it on today's episode of Auto Experts. Thanks so much for being with me. I remain Ilda Shaibu. Keep watching Auto Experts. It is your guide to safety. And remember, broken tools can be replaced, but you can't. Have a safe drive.